Welcome back, everyone. Join us as we step onto the lavish stage for a captivating musical exploration of Billy Wilder's chilling masterpiece, where faded silent film star Norma Desmond clings to the remnants of her past. Welcome to Sunset Boulevard. Sunset Boulevard is a musical with music by Andrew Lloyd Webber and lyrics and libretto by Don Black and Christopher Hampton. The plot revolves around Norma Desmond, a faded star of the silent screen era, living in the past in her decaying mansion on the fabled Los Angeles street. When young screenwriter Joe Gillis accidentally crosses her path, she sees in him an opportunity to make her return to the big screen, with both romance and tragedy to follow. Now, from approximately 1952 to 1956, Gloria Swanson worked with actor Richard Stapley, aka Richard Wyler, and cabaret singer and pianist Dixon Hughes on a musical adaptation originally entitled Starring Norma Desmond, then would be Boulevard. It ended on a happier note than the film did, with Norma allowing Joe to leave and pursue a happy ending with Betty. Now, rights holder Paramount Pictures originally had given Swanson verbal permission to proceed with the musical, but there had actually been no formal legal agreement. So, in February of 1957, Paramount executive Russell Holman wrote to Swanson asking her to cease work on the project because it would be damaging for the property to be offered to the entertainment public in another form as a stage musical. By 1994, Dixon Hughes incorporated material from the production into Swanson on Sunset, based on his and Stapley's experiences in writing Boulevard. A recording of the entire score, which had been housed in the Gloria Swanson archives at the University of Texas, was released on CD in 2008. Now, fast forward to the early 1960s. The original creative team, including Gloria Swanson, are out. Stephen Sondheim steps in, outlining a musical stage adaptation, and went so far as to compose the first scene with librettist Bert Shevelove. Now, a chance encounter with Billy Wilder at a cocktail party gave Sondheim the opportunity to introduce himself and ask the original film's co screenwriter and director his opinion on the project. Well, you can't write a musical about Sunset Boulevard, Wilder responded. It has to be an opera. After all, it's about a dethroned queen. So, as in Sunset fashion, Sondheim immediately scrapped his plans and aborted the production. Fast forward yet again to the 1970s. Sondheim was out, yet this time a well known lyricist was inspired to write what he pictured as the title song for a theatrical adaptation after seeing the original film. This well known lyricist by the name of Andrew Lloyd Webber had a conversation in the late 70s with Hal Prince, who had the theater rights to Sunset. It wasn't until his opening of Aspects of Love that he felt it was the subject matter of Sunset Boulevard that he had to write next. However, by February of 1990, he had announced plans to turn a really useful group private so that he could make movies rather than musicals. So, Sunset went cold until 1991, when Andrew asked Amy Powers, a lawyer from New York with hardly any professional lyric writing experience, to write the lyrics for Sunset Boulevard. It was then that Andrew brought lyricist Don Black in to work with Powers, and the two wrote the version that was performed in 1991 at Lloyd Webber's Sydmonton Festival. Now, the festival version starred Rhea Jones and Michael Ball, but it was still in the experimental stage and not ready yet for potential producers. Well, all that would change when in 1992, a revised version written by Black and British playwright Christopher Hampton had its first complete performance at the 1992 Sydmonton Festival, this time starring Kevin Anderson and three-time Tony-winning actress Patti LuPone. The production was met with great success. Thus forth, Sunset Boulevard was born. The first original West End production opened in July of 1993 at the Adelphi Theatre in London, starring Miss Patti LuPone herself and Kevin Anderson reprising their roles from the Sydmonton Festival, as well as West End musical theater actress Meredith Braun and Brazilian-American stage, film, and television actor Daniel Benzali. Now, both Billy Wilder and his wife Audrey were actually joined by original film actress Nancy Olson at the opening night performance. Of it, Wilder observed, "The best thing they did was leave the script alone." And of Patti LuPone, he exclaimed, "She's a star from the moment she walks on stage." The show closed for 3 weeks, reopening in April of 1994, dubbed as a second official opening, running for 1,530 performances, this time with the show revamped to follow the Los Angeles production. The revamp had a new song, brand new set, and new stars, including Tony winning actress Betty Buckley and Scottish American actor John Barrowman. David Lister of The Independent, for example, wrote, "The show looked an improvement on the one that got decidedly mixed reviews last summer." Now, it wasn't until November of 1994, with One Look, the Broadway production opened at the Minskoff Theater, running for 977 performances, starring five-decade stage and screen actress Glenn Close, Three's A Crowd actor Alan Campbell, musical theater actor and bass baritone George Hearn, and Tony-winning actress Alice Ripley. This production opened with the highest advance in the history of Broadway ticket sales at the time, and in a season with only one other musical nominated for Best Musical, the production would actually win several Tony Awards, including Glenn Close winning the Tony for Best Performance by an Actress in a Leading Role in a Musical. As if we never said goodbye, Glenn Close would reprise her performance as Norma Desmond 23 years later, after her original debut on Broadway, when Sunset Boulevard would open its first revival at the Palace Theater in February of 2017. The cast starred Glenn Close, two-time Olivier Award nominee Michael Xavier, British actress and singer Siobhan Dillon, and Fred Johansson. In 2021, the West End's Alexandria Palace Theatre and the Royal Albert Hall would play host to two concerts, starring Robin Karamloo, stage and television actress Maz Murray, British actress, dancer, and singer Zizi Strawlin, and Australian actor and tenor Jeremy Sacombe. A revival opened in September 2023 at the Savoy Theatre in the West End for a 16-week limited run, starring singer-songwriter Nicole Scherzinger. The piece was actually fully reimagined in a modern and minimalist staging, featuring many changes to the score, including two songs being cut and substantial lyrical rewrites. The production received 11 nominations at the 2024 Olivier Awards, winning 7, including Best Musical Revival. As Sunset Boulevard taught the world new ways to dream, Paramount Pictures would announce in 2005 that they were developing a film adaptation of the musical. With the many ups and downs that continue to plague the film production, Glenn Close has revealed this month during Variety's 2024 Power of Women luncheon that the film is still moving forward, this time with a new director in tow. She went on to remark how the character of Norma Desmond still resonates in modern times, saying that character of Norma is so heartbreakingly beautiful and will never not have relevance. It's been a great blessing to play her, and I'm not willing to let her go yet without one more tribute. Well, Glenn, we look forward to sharing more information on the film as it progresses, in hopes that Miss Close will give the world one last look into this iconic character of Norma Desmond. Folks, Sunset Boulevard reminds us that even the brightest stars can fade, and that the pursuit of fame can come at a steep price. The music of Sunset Boulevard may fade, but the story's themes of obsession, faded fame, and the quest for meaning remain as relevant and continue to resonate with audiences long after the curtain falls.